Today on Chaotic Theory, I will tell Martin how to get a relationship in 2021.
I have no idea how.
I've always wondered about this great big universe. Those answers that are still yet to be known. What's a sandwich, you and I? What will happen when we die? The vastness of it all could make you dreary. Fear not, it's chaotic theory. It's chaotic theory.
Martin, have you much experience in relationships?
I've had, a few of them before, but
Yeah.
I'm not exactly a Casanova myself.
Neither am I.
I would disagree.
Don't worry, I obviously have so many years of experience and am totally qualified to give you this advice today.
Yes.
So I want to give you advice on how to talk to girls in different settings, in this environment that we live in today. So you're a teenager. You go to school.
I am. And I do.
One of the places that you will see people that you may start a relationship is in school. So an important thing to keep in mind when you're at school is that you have a lot of commonalities between you and a potential partner.
Yeah.
So,
See, I hear that a lot. People always say you want to look for things in common, but they also say opposites attract. How
Right.
do those two things go together?
well, I would start with this. When you're first meeting someone, you want to find something in common with them. You may have a similar class. You may be in the same class, or even if you're not in the same class as them, you might be taking the same course just at different times. So you can talk about homework. That's how you can start conversations. Come up to them in the hallway sometime and say, "Hey, did you do the homework?"
Okay, here's the thing. How do I go from there? Because if they say yes, there's a number of things I can say in response to that, right?
Yes.
And if they say no, there's a number of things I can say, right?
Right.
But so doesn't it just keep branching off? How do I know what to do?
How do you know what to do? You always want to keep your mind focused on the goal,
Yeah.
which is relationship.
Yes.
In this case, the goal is relationship.
Yeah.
So, whenever you're speaking with this person that you like, you want to bring the conversation around to doing something with them, or learning more about them and letting them learn a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
Not in a creepy way,
Yeah.
just in a
Just in a
getting to know you way.
yes.
And once you're familiar with the person enough, you might say, "Hey, do you want to come over to some time to study for this test?"
Yeah.
In the class that you have with them.
See, I know that this is ironic that I'm saying this in a talk about relationships because this is the nerdiest thing ever said. But I feel like talking is often like a game of chess, in that there's so many possibilities, there's so many probabilities that there's no way to calculate every single one, know always what to do. So what you do is you do your best, and you try to get to the goal. You have one goal in mind, which is chess is to checkmate in asking someone out it's a relationship. But either way, you look at everything that they say and they say, okay, how can I get to the goal? And of course, you don't want to be just completely using people like a puppet master.
Right.
You still want to keep people's feelings in mind, obviously.
Of course.
But if you're trying to ask somebody out, that's your goal to establish a
a
relationship.
common theme for all of this, and this is going to be more important in my later examples of settings where you may initiate this, but maybe try a pickup line.
Really?
Say, for instance, your class in common is chemistry. You may go up to the person and say, "Hey, are you made out of copper and tellurium? Because you're cute."
Yeah, or you could just say we have chemistry together, because double meaning. I've thought about this for hours.
Yeah. Is chemistry your favorite subject?
I preferred biology.
Preferred.
But biology, chemistry, physics, that's the order. So if you're in biology, then you can say, hey, we're studying life, you light up my life.
See.
Or in physics, you could say, hey, we're studying motion, you set my heart in motion.
See. I like these. These are good, Martin.
Yeah.
I may actually even
Right off the dome.
I may even use these in.
On me.
No, not on you. Okay.
Yeah. I think that, people often act as if pickup lines like something that, and I'm not saying that it isn't. Often creepy guys just use pickup lines in a bar to be like, hey girl, you want to come back to my place? And it's creepy. I don't think it ever even works. Whereas I think of what a pickup line really should be is just like how to start a conversation,
I think so too.
It doesn't have to be like, hey, you're cute, want to go out? It can just be, hey, oh, we have a class together. Do you like it? How are your grades doing, etc. Maybe not how are your grades doing.
I wouldn't ask that. No, yeah, that's not.
Say, how are your grades doing, kid?
Yeah.
You're going to get into a good college?
I think it's important you make light of the situation.
Yeah.
And another setting from this is I know a lot of people aren't in school right now. So how do you do this on Zoom?
Ooh, good question.
It gets harder. All right, so when you're in Zoom, if you are able to private message someone in the chat, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sliding into someone's DMs, but it's more, lighthearted. Just say something, there's a lot of funny stuff that happens in Zoom classes. There sure is.
Yeah.
All the time. Just make light of the situation. Say, make a joke about it.
But now,
start a conversation.
Vincent, I hear our audience wondering desperately, what if the teacher turns off the private message function? The school group chat.
If you have a class group chat, that is a great way. Just message someone after a Zoom or during a Zoom. Do you know what's going on in this class? If you don't have any group chats in common with them, try to get in a group with them in the Zoom if you go into breakout rooms or something like that, and then you just ask them for their Insta or ask them for their number and start the conversation.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, which I've wondered about before, which is if you're in a school group chat or like a project group chat, anything like that, where you have their number for like strictly just work purposes,
right? And
then you like use it for trying to like actually talk to them personally purposes. I've always felt like that's kind of like a breach of like trust or consent or something. So how do you think that factors into it?
Right. Well, you have to start where you have to start with speaking about the work purposes, such as the class project or the group project, and then from there you can just start talking to them a little bit more, ease into it, and if they reply really dry, if they don't open up at all, just stop.
I mean, people are never like, oh, that guy slid into my DMs, that's a good thing. It's usually used in like a derogatory way, and the reason is because just sliding into somebody's DMs is like saying, oh, you want to go out. Whereas you just you build that, you say, hey, are you working this project? And if it's clear that they're only just interested in a project, then you leave it at that. But if they're interested in more of that, then you continue.
Yeah, you have to initiate a small friendship first.
Yeah,
then from there you can build a thriving, platonic or romantic relationship.
A thriving marriage. Yes.
A thriving, if it gets that far.
All right. Yeah. So Vincent, people go to parties a lot in high school.
Yeah.
Do you think that is like a place that relationships can start?
I think it can be.
Really?
Parties, the beach. If you see someone, if you know them, if you know of them at least, you can start talking to them. If you have them in a class, or maybe you had them in a class last year, so you sort of know them. It doesn't have to be someone that you're friends with. Just someone, you know their name, they know your name. And they've seen your face, and you've seen their face before. You can go up, start talking to them. Say, hey, what do you think of this party? Or let's say you're at the beach. Nice waves today.
They are. You do have nice waves today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean...
Nice waves.
He does have nice waves.
Nice waves, man.
Good job. You sure made those waves go. But yeah, I would agree with that. And also... I think it's important to note that this doesn't just go for girls. This goes for everyone. Which
is for anyone. Yeah.
They want you. They want to make sure that you care about them personality-wise, not just looks-wise.
Of course.
Not just like on a service level, like you also like playing video games. Let's go out. They actually they want to know that you like their personality. So you want to get to know somebody at least a little bit. Just have a few long conversations with them.
Like I said, you have to start the friendship first.
Yeah.
Now I know some people are worried about getting friend zoned, and that's been an issue for people because then they don't start the relationship as a friendship.
Yeah.
But it's always important to start the relationship as a friendship, and then from there, if you see it coming as more of a friendship, then let it happen.
Yeah.
Don't get too down about it. But if you feel like there's still potential for a more than platonic relationship, make your move once you're friends.
Yeah. And
you have to establish that you like them more than friends once you are friends.
Yeah, I think that, in the same way, remember when I mentioned earlier on that it seems like there's conflicting advice because they say opposites attract and they say find common ground. So in the same way, there's conflicting advice here, which is, the friend zone is just like, that's not an actual thing. It's just somebody wants to be friends with you. You can't say, no, you can't be friends with me. You have to date me. But on the other hand, also, you want to be friends with somebody at least a little bit before you go out with them. So which advice do you take? If you're friends with somebody, should you stay friends, or should you keep?
This is a good point you bring up. If you're saying if you're already friends,
Yeah.
then if you're already friends and you know each other, go for it. Make your move. Say, you know what, I like you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date with me sometime?
Yes.
I don't mean.
So, I think that's important to know, which is ultimately this is kind of like you can't force it. You can't force a relationship. You can't convince maybe you can convince somebody, but you can't force somebody to be in a relationship with you if they don't want to be. So if you're friends with somebody and it's clear that they want to go beyond that, then go ahead, do it. But if they don't want to, you can't be like, maybe if I work out more or wear better fashion or whatever,
Right.
then they're gonna want to date me. They probably
Of course.
just won't.
I mean, I always I'm always someone that believes in bettering yourself.
Yeah.
But don't do it just for one person.
Yeah.
Better yourself for you.
So yeah, Vincent, I think we've made a lot of progress here.
Do you feel like you're ready to start a relationship, Martin?
I think I am. I don't think anyone else is with me, but
I'm sorry, Martin.
so sad. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find someone. If you want Martin to be your boyfriend,
Yeah,
right?
yours specifically.
Yeah. Comment that down below, and maybe we'll start a budding relationship.
Exactly.
So Valentine's Day is coming up.
It is.
I hope these tips helped you, Martin, and I hope they helped our viewers. Maybe you'll find a Valentine this Valentine's Day.
Leave a comment on who you're getting a Valentine for, kids.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
And remember, stay chaotic. I need to practice my anatomy skills. You have some nice organs. Yeah. Yeah.